jacked a wheel. Dang it. Gosh darn it. I hit a curb. Please don't be jacked. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you guys are watching this video. Welcome back to the channel. So, as you guys just saw, we just smacked a curb. I didn't see the curb there, guys. My heart, my soul. But you guys are gonna have to wait to see what happened. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the beginning of this video. Welcome back to the channel. So now we got the car running, driving, doing all that. We drove the car, it drove really good. I want to change the shifter. I want to get it a little bit shorter throw wise. With the factory handle, it's a little long. If it was a little bit shorter, I think it'd be perfect. So we may end up building our own handle. I may get a piece of rod that's just like, or all thread, you know what I mean? And get it and weld it to a plate or something. I just don't know how strong the all thread itself would be. It may be strong enough to where I could just get a piece of flat plate, get a piece of all thread and kind of heat and bend the all thread to where I want it, you know, to make my own shifter handle. It wouldn't look the greatest, but it would function well. We'll see. I'll have to look at it and like grab a piece of all thread and bend it, see if it, you know, flexes a bunch or anything like that. Look how green that stuff is, guys. Oh, that stuff's crazy. Look at it. It's like out of a movie. Radioactive. We're out driving her, and what happened was when I tilted the motor back, installing the transmission, I happened to tilt the hose that goes to the heater core and it touched the stud that sticks out. Rubbed it and I drove it and I made kind of a hit in it to see how it'd feel and check AFRs and all that now that it's back on the stock blower in the previous tune, and it seems to be fine. But when you do that and you get in the higher RPM and your water pump is really spinning, that's when it actually makes some pressure and it just, that hose burst. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. I currently have it off, but I'm talking about the hose that comes from here and goes down right there. You can see the nipple, oops. You can see the nipple right there. Let me show you what the hose looks like. But here she is, guys. So you look at it and this thing is crazy. It's like ridiculous, and it actually sits like this on there. So it goes over and does all that, and I cannot find this hose for the life of me in this exact bend. I don't know why. I don't know if they just don't make it anymore. Ford doesn't make it. I know it's discontinued. And if you look at where it actually has the hole rubbed in it, which is right there, if I could just fix that hole, it wouldn't be a big deal. And to be honest, I would just put a union there, cut the hose, put a little metal union there, and be done with it. But the problem is, if you can see down inside of there, there is a restrictor. So that restrictor is obviously to keep engine coolant from flowing too quickly through the heater core, and also to help the motor heat up quicker. So guys, I went to the store and I picked up some parts. I picked up this hose right here, and I also picked up, and you can see it's a hose with hose clamps on it. And I also got, well, you can't even see it, but I got a 90. Now this is to fit on the clip onto the heater core itself. And then the other side is gonna push into our piece of hose. Because I've seen a part that supposedly fits this car all over the place, fits all the other Mustangs. It doesn't have these crazy bends like this. So instead of doing all this whoop-de-woo crazy stuff like this, it just basically comes out and it just shoots over and down. I don't know if that's the right hose. I don't know if, you know what I mean, if that would actually fit and work on this, because the concern that I have with that is it actually rubbing the valve cover. If you look and it comes off of this too far, it's actually gonna hit the valve cover. And if, I mean, look how close this plastic 90 is. I can grab that other 90 real quick and put it on and we can look at it. Even being on all the way, you can see that it hits that. And that was my concern, and that's part of the reason why they turned it sideways originally. So I think we're gonna try and, with this guy, I'm gonna try to get this dude to fit, and it may or may not work, because I feel like we're gonna need this guy. We're gonna need this guy to bend a little bit more than what we have. It's gonna have to be that as a bend. So you see, this dude's like this and comes back that direction. We're kind of trying to mimic that. We just have an offset. Don't let this U kind of fool you, because all it's doing is bringing it, you know, bringing the hose forward, I guess you could say. But I still have to get this guy inside of there. So my concern is we have it kind of pinched down here underneath this. I was hoping this could be a little bit straighter, that way we didn't have a pinch like that. And what I could do is shorten it, and I still may be able to decrease the amount of bend in this by chopping some off that end, the end that goes down. But if you look, it's kind of hard to see back there. There is that little nipple, and it's kind of almost right on it. And I have a feeling like the motor moving would just, again, actually, that would puncture a hole in it. So I don't want that to happen, so we got to figure something out. But what I did is I went ahead and I took the restrictor out of the factory Ford hose. And if you look at it, it's literally, that's all it does is neck down the size of the hose. So instead of being this big, it necks it down to being this big. Little itty bitty, whoop. So all she does is restrict. It's kind of weird too that it just like opens. It's like a two-piece, I don't even know what you want to. There we go, fell apart. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take it and we're gonna stick it inside this new S-pipe that I have. And this is the end that was down. I didn't have this all the way on either. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a little bit off of this and we're gonna try and stick it all the way on. I'm gonna put the restrictor up here in this part, so that way I don't have to worry about it interfering down here. But what I wanted to do, because this was being bent so far, is get this guy to come down. And as you can see, if this guy's being bent too far, if we bring this guy down, you can see that bend goes away. So my goal is to chop this and get it far enough on to where this S isn't too bad. We can have a little bit of bend, that's okay. And that was part of my logic between putting this up here, is it's gonna help with that bend not be so bad and wanna like pinch down on it. So I think I'm gonna do that still. I'm gonna stick this guy up here in the bend, and then after I stick it in this bend up here, we're gonna chop a little bit off of this guy and get it all the way on and just see how that works. So let's get to it. The way that it was in before, I'm gonna put it in the same way. It was flowing in this way, so. What do you guys think? Can you see? She's gone, look at it. So that's off. I'm gonna take a file to that real quick just to deburr the edges, but that gives us a lot more clearance. No more cutting up my hoses. I'm kind of like a pimp and gotta take care of my hose, you know what I mean? Shoot, I think I'm happy with that. Now we got some clearance. All right, guys, get the hose back on there. I think, that's already, guys, that's already so much better. I just feel so much better about the situation already. My hose is already thanking me. It's already like, Chad, thank you so much. You're saving my life from this awful death of this disgusting studderino. You're gonna be my hero. Guys, check it out though. Man, oh man, it's looking good. Look at that nice bend in there. Oh no. This thing was bending on this thing. Don't be broken. How long were you like that? I'm surprised it didn't break. Did you guys see the flex that was in that? Holy potato. So guys, check it out. We have a beautiful bend there. That guy's like in a perfect spot. I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. Alrighty guys, there she is. If you notice, I swapped sides with this hose clamp because I didn't like it over here. It was gonna like rub on this with the thing, and I just rather not. So we moved it. It's on. Both are nice and tight. I actually think it's gonna work out really well. It's getting hot in here, but what do you guys think? You guys let me know in the comments what you think about it. Here's the part number from Napa for that hose. It is 11737. If you're looking for it, this is 3/4 inch ID with a little S bend, and I took, you guys saw, what is this, a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch off of one side of the hose and shoved it on, and now it fits and works perfectly. Now the factory clamps the restrictor. I think the reason they do that is to prevent it from opening, because pressure could make it want to open and technically kick the restrictor, but it's pretty tight in there, and I don't think that's gonna happen. Plus, mine's kinda on the bend, so that bend is actually pushing down on it, keeping it crimped together, so I don't think it's gonna go anywhere, but I'm very happy with it, very pleased. So let's go ahead and fill it up with coolant, and we'll fire it up, and I'm gonna wash my hands after that because they're filthy, and we'll take it for our first test drive because you guys haven't even seen it drive. I have, but you guys haven't. I used to say I was... You guys maybe ask yourselves, Chad, what do you run for coolant? Well, I just so happen to have beautiful Motorcraft Gold, baby. Check that out. I don't even know if this has been open. This may be a freshie, guys. Just kidding. Oh, it is. Look at that. It's never even been opened. This stuff is expensive. So we're gonna do it. It's concentrated, if you guys see that, which means we're gonna blend it like a, 50-50 is what typical manufacturers do. And like this on the back, they'll give you a chart at a, let's see here, at a 50-50 mixture coolant. It is, so 50% water, 50% coolant. It will protect you to -34 Fahrenheit. -37°C. Because it's summertime, water is better than coolant at cooling. I'm gonna run it at a like 65-25 mixture probably. So 65% water, 25% of this. I'm gonna put a little bit of this in, and then I'm gonna put some water in, a little bit of this, and some water, and just kind of do that back and forth until we get where we want to be. You should really have a funnel. I have a funnel somewhere, but I got my man pants on, so we're gonna spill it everywhere, okay guys? Okay, so I filled it all the way up to here, and as you guys, let me show you. Shoot guys, I didn't even record that. Dang it! Dang it, I'm a dummy guys, I was recording the sky. I didn't even spill any at all whatsoever. Don't mind this isn't spilled. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Didn't spill a drop. Not a drop, actually, that's all water, not coolant, but I didn't spill any of the coolant, luckily, but as you see, the level's up to here, this guy's above that, which means this is our air zone, this is where it's gonna expand and all that, and you can see this is also where our steam port returns to. Make sure our heater core is turned on when we fire the car up, because if the heater core is not turned on when we start the car, we're not gonna have coolant flowing through there. I think there's a valve inside the car, possibly not sure. I just know some cars have a valve on the hose. You'll see them outside, a mechanical valve that'll open and close with the heater, and you want to make sure that your heater's on all the way max. That way you're gonna flow coolant through your heater core, because that's gonna drop the level of this, and we want to make sure it's, you know, good to go. It's been a long time since I've been able to grab these keys and actually use them, so. It's one of the smoothest shifting transmissions I've ever owned. I love it. I absolutely love it, love it, love it, boys. And girls, because I know there's a couple girls that watch. AC's not working though. That's the next thing that needs to be fixed. Guys, I tell you what, this car is so much fun to drive, so noisy. Let me roll that window down and you guys get a little. I kind of like the shifter being this tall though, because it's really easy to grab gears. But it's a little awkward because I was used to it being down here, so. So the car just hit 240 degrees. Look, I think you guys can see that still shut off, but the last temp, that 240 right there, that's coolant temp. So it hit 240. That's a little hotter than I want it to be. I didn't even look at what the gauge said. Let's see what the gauge on the thing says. It shows just over halfway, which is pretty much where it always shows. Now it's showing 232 degrees coolant temp. Let's go see if it's low though. It hasn't spit out anywhere. This is cold, so I think that's our problem. See that? You guys see that spit right there? It's got an air pocket in here somewhere now. And what's funny is the heater core is blowing nice and cold, but it's not moving this into there. So we need to get that air pocket out, which means this guy may need to be burped. But what I've had to do, and this is burning hot, this is literally completely cold to the touch, guys. This coolant in here is cold. So we need this to move coolant. And sometimes you crack it from here and fill it there, but I'm scared that thing's gonna break. I tried it before and it didn't want to budge, so I don't know. Holy cow, guys, this was barely on. I can't believe that, guys. I took it off to show you guys, I think, but that's warm. Yeah, this hose has got a ton of pressure on it. They both do, so it just needs to move that pocket of air, man. Let's see what it says now, coolant temp wise. So the gauge does kind of move with it, because you can see now it's not, it's like kind of centered. That's usually where it sits. Hello, SCT. Waiting for data. That's really weird that it doesn't. Oh, okay, there we go. So now you guys can see it says 204. But we're gonna let it sit a little bit, and a lot of times you can get it to move that bubble. See if she wants to spit again. Yep. I should have put, I have a thing that goes on there, a funnel, and I usually put the funnel on there and I fill the level up to here, and it'll kind of force air out of those low spots. Because this guy isn't as high. You can see it's low, especially compared to the heater core, which we screwed with back there. So, but the funny thing is, the heater core was working just fine, or the heater was working just fine, which means coolant's flowing through it. So it's got to be in this front little stupid elbow thing that goes up and down here, and it's just not wanting to move coolant. I've had a car fight me. My 97 car fought me a little bit with this, but I got it hot like that to where it was like 230, 240, and I shut it off, and it finally, like, you heard it burble, and it finally moved coolant through. So guys, the car's so loud in here. Listen to this. Oh my god, it sounds so good, dude. Trying to get it to rev up to move the higher RPM to get it to push that bubble out. Hopefully we can. It's already went back up. It was 194 when I started it. It's 202 right now. So, oh, it went down to 200. I don't know if that's a good sign or not. Oh, it went down to 198. Did it move? We might have got it to push that bubble out. Maybe 196. Ooh, we might have got it to move the bubble. Okay, so it's 194. You guys can see 192. Fan just kicked off, which means I think we're good to go, guys. Pretty sure it moved that bubble. That's moving up pretty fast though, so maybe I'm wrong. Oh, I think I'm wrong, guys. No! It's going down. It's doing what it should. That's warm now. That's hot. Maybe it's all right. 220. Let's see if we put our thing on, if it helps. That's hotter than I want, guys. So 228. Well, maybe we should just wash the car while we're here. It'll give it a chance to cool down, and drive it back to the house. Alright guys, we're gonna try and hurry this bad boy to the house. I don't know what the temp is right now, it won't show me, so we're just going to literally try and get home basically as fast as we can. I may have to pull over once or twice, depending on how high the temperatures get. Usually when the car was moving, it seemed to do okay, like it wasn't going too crazy, although at one point it did get to like 240 or something, so I'm just gonna try and get it home. I'll let you guys know when we get home. Temp was like 160 when we started it, went down to 152 because it was nice and cool. I'm getting screwed here, traffic's killing me. It's 4:01, I was trying to make an appointment. I'm not gonna make it today, so. Shoot guys, it's already up to 208, 212. It's just roaring up there. 216, 218, 222, 224. I can't even get the dang car home, man, and I don't want to overheat it. It's bad to overheat these cars. Bad, 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 bad. We're idling, rolling, idling. It went down to 228. People sitting here at the light. Now the lady's looking at me. This lady's not even looking where she's driving. She's trying to look at me. Because I honked at her because she's sitting at the light. Lady, my car's overheating. I need to get home. We're at 234. 236! Eee, that's from sitting at a light. 240! The idling is doing okay, I guess. Rolling and idling, it doesn't like to move. Let me turn my heater on full blast too. I always forget about that. It's crazy because it's 240. Jacked a wheel. Dang it. Gosh darn it. I hit a curb. Please don't be jacked. Did I just luck out, guys? Look at this wheel. This wheel just hit the curb. Oh, it put a little bit of a dent in it right there, which I'm okay with. That's hard to see, and to be honest, I could probably get a rubber mallet and hammer that a little flat. Hopefully it's not totally screwed. Maybe it did more damage than I thought. Whatever. Alrighty guys, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. It's already super long, longer than I thought it was going to be. Nonetheless, we're ending it here. The wheel is pretty much okay. I've driven the car a lot since then, and I haven't seen any imbalance issues or any problems or anything like that from it. So what I think I'm going to do, guys, it's right here. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see it. I think I'm going to get a piece of wood and stick it on here, and we're just going to tap that lip out just a hair and see if that fixes it. And I can't even really feel it right there. I don't even know if you guys can see it, but she's not too bad. So it ended up being okay, and I'm okay with that. Luckily, it's just a front, not a rear with a bead lock, because that would really suck. The rears are a lot more expensive, especially with the bead lock, so we kind of lucked out. Like I said, that's it for this video, guys. As always, stay productive, work on your own cars. Never be afraid to jump into a task and just do it, because like I always say, at the end of the day, you're going to be thrilled when you get done with it. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, give it a big fat thumbs up. If you're new to the channel and you'd like to subscribe, go ahead, hit that big old subscribe button. Also, if you do, hit that notification bell so you know when my next video comes out. As always, guys, it's time for you to get the heck out of here.